I have no idea where that cut off. I'm assuming it cut off because every time I put it in here, this little thing hits the record button. So, how are we gonna fix that? We're gonna fix that by moving this over here. So, that doesn't really work either. Guess we'll hold it. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about the programming I've been on. Ever since starting E3 Athletics, fresh new shirt, again, ready for sale, will be up on the website this weekend, e3athletics.com/don't know yet. By the time this video is posted, there will be a link down at the bottom. But anyway, so ever since starting the business, departing my former facility, I guess you could call it, under the circumstances that I did, and finding out that we were pregnant, which is awesome, got a baby on the way. We moved, just everything that's been going on. I've never started a business before. I had no idea what I was doing, and quite honestly, I still have no idea what I'm doing. So, it's just been one of those things where I was probably telling myself that I was on a program, but I wasn't. I was half-assing it at best, and kind of following a maintenance level, like I said, at best. So it's just one of those things where now that everything's kind of slowed down, I'm established at the new facility that I'm training at. Mirror action. I'm established at the facility that I'm training out of now. I am, we're moved. We got some unpacking to do, but I moved, and so that's good. I just don't really have any excuses. So this week I got back on my programming. So today is Wednesday, June 1st. I'm not sure when you guys will see this, but I think it's really, time, like I said, that I don't really have any excuses left. So back on my programming. So I have 4 goals right now. 4 goals. The first goal is to reduce some of this body fat, this right here. I have had a 6-pack for years. Not a perfect one, but definitely a visible one, if not a 4-pack, for quite a while. And over the winter, I took some, what I would say was some bad advice. Not necessarily bad advice, just not, it was shitty advice for what my goals were. And I started eating wrong, and I started training the wrong way for my body. And so I ended up trying to bulk up, and I did. I bulked probably 30 pounds of fat. So jumped from about 195 up to 220. I think 226 was the heaviest I got to this winter, this off season, whatever you want to call it. And that was just too much. My joints started complaining. Everything started complaining. My strength, actually, oddly enough, started to go down. And now that I'm taking off some of the body fat, I'm realizing that I didn't really gain anything on measurements. Anything that I gained on my measurements over the winter was purely body fat. So, it's just one of those things, live and learn. I just didn't do it because I wasn't, like I said, I was listening to somebody else who just wasn't guiding me down the right path for me. So, definitely going to work on getting my body fat back down to a reasonable percentage. I'm at about 12 to 13% right now. And for me, I genetically hold all of my body fat, not all of it, most of it, right around the waist and the side, so the love handles. So everywhere else is fairly lean for the most part, regardless, even if I get up to like 15 to 17%, which is about where I was 2 months ago. So I've been doing some work. I have lost some body fat, but it's just not where I would ultimately like to see it. So we're going to get that down to a reasonable level so that I can actually kind of see my physique, where it's at, and what I want to fine tune. Because quite honestly, especially with my genetic disorder, again, I don't want it to define me, but at the same time, I have to be mindful of my health and what's going to be good for me long term. So, that's my probably number 1 priority right now. So my other 3 goals right now are to get some of my basic lifts back at a respectable weight for me. I could right now, so those are deadlift, squat, and bench. And so right now, I can squat, so we'll start with squats. I can squat 315, I could. I know I can. I got up to about 455 on the Smith machine over the winter. I know that I can do 315. I'm actually squatting 250 for reps right now, fairly easily. So my concern is if I start going right back up into 315, since I do have some damage to my right knee, especially my right knee, but both knees, I don't want to exacerbate that to the point where it causes an issue, so I want to build my way back up there slowly. So what I've been working on is like 5 sets of 8 reps at about 250. This week, that was the weight that I was at. Next week, I'm going to go up to 260. And then the week after that, so I'm going to move probably about 10 to 15 pounds a week until I get back to 315. Because like I said, right now I could do 315. I just don't want to irritate my knee any more than I need to and jump up there before I'm ready. So that's where I'm going to be at that. So getting my squat back to 315 for 15 reps. That's where I want to be. I think it's important when you set a goal not only to have a weight, but to know what you want to do with that weight. Is that my 1 rep max? Is that what I do for reps? So 315 for 15 reps with a free weight barbell back squat with good form. So that means no knees in front of the toes, hip down to my knees, chest stays up, back stays fairly straight. All good. And I'm not looking down at the ground. That hurts the neutral spine. It's bad for you. Anyway, my next goal is to talk about bench. Bench press. Bench press has always been a fairly weak movement for me. I think the most I've ever bench pressed is about 250, and I'm struggling at 225 right now. So I get 225 for about 2 reps with a spotter helping me with that second rep. So really on my own, I'm lucky if I can get 225. In fact, I think I talked about it in one of my last videos where I actually got pinned underneath the bar recently at 225. It was pretty comical. So my plan there is, again, what I'm doing is I'm lifting, I'm doing my warm-ups. I'm not just going in and doing 5 sets of my heaviest weight. That's stupid. But what I am doing is I'm doing my warm-ups. I'm working on a lot of movements down in the hole. So doing coming down, like for instance with the bench press, I'm coming down, coming up about a quarter of the way, going back to my chest and then back to the top during my warm-up, so I can work on that power through the bottom of the movement, which is where I am weakest on that particular movement. So last time I did chest, which was yesterday, so Tuesday, so the 31st, I repped out 5 sets of 190, which is up 5 pounds from last week. I did 3 reps each set, and I felt pretty strong. I didn't struggle with any of the reps this week. I didn't have any issues getting out of the hole this week, so I probably could have done more weight. But honestly, like I said, I'm not in a hurry. It's a 3-month goal. So realistically, I want to see my bench up at 315. I've never gotten a 315 bench. And I feel like for my strength, my capabilities, and how hard I work, that's definitely attainable. It's just going to take a while. And honestly, it's probably not even a goal that I'll get to within 3 months. It's probably going to be something closer to 9 months to a year. So that brings us to deadlifts. Deadlifts are something that I am surprisingly, to me, strong. 6'3", so I have a bit of a disadvantage because I have to pull the bar so much farther than some of you guys. That's not really an excuse, it is what it is. It's a bit more of a challenge. So I do good at the bottom of the movement. It's when I get the bar past my knees that I have trouble getting the movement locked out. And so I want to get my deadlift back to 405. I've pulled 405. I used to be able to pull 405 as my last set pretty consistently. Now that is with straps. You guys can argue with me all day long, straps or no straps, they're good, they're bad. I'm just telling you guys what my goal is. My goal is to be able to rep out 405 for 4 to 5 reps with straps. And the reason I say that with straps is this tendon in this finger right here, my index finger, is still detached. So it's really hard for me to grip weight that heavy. The most right now that I'm deadlifting without straps is 365, and even then it's a struggle. My grip's reversed, and I don't feel confident in it. So we're gonna stick with straps on that one. If you guys can lift that much weight without straps, more props to you. You guys are stronger than me, and that's awesome. So what I'm doing to work on getting the weight from my knees to the lockout position is heavy rack pulls. And so a rack pull is where, for me, this is how I do rack pulls. I set the bar to my knee. So really, you would set the bar to where you start having trouble. And I do this in the squat rack. And I set it to where it's right at my knees. And then with good form, still getting into that deadlift position, shoulders in line with the hands, slight bend in the knees, and my back, I'm sitting somewhat back with my back up, my chest up. And so I'm doing heavy rack pulls to really work all of those muscles that you use when you're locking out. So a little bit of the hips, not so much the legs, a little bit, but not so much. And a lot of those back extensor muscles, and then the stabilizing muscles in the upper back as well. So that's how I'm addressing that. Like I said, I want to get back to 4 to 5 reps with straps. And that's going to be something I can easily do in the next 3 months. I'm not worried about that at all. So bench, squat, deadlifts. Got my goals there. And the reasoning behind wanting to get back to that is it's just I know I'm capable of that. So the fact that I'm not there right now bothers me. And I definitely don't want to go backwards in my strength. Especially with the hypermobility challenges that I face. I feel like I need to keep my strength up in order to, because my tendons are always going to have problems. And so I want to keep that strength up as best I possibly can. So those are my 4 goals: reduce body fat, squat, bench, deadlift. I will say this, I'm not sure yet. I'm toying around with the idea. There is a show, it's called the Ironman. It is in Bothell, and no, not the Ironman, not the triathlon. Anyone that can do the triathlons, you guys are amazing. Props to you, that's awesome. Look at this fresh shirt. So, not that, it's a bodybuilding show. I would compete in men's physique. I don't feel like my legs are quite developed enough, and I always complain about this, don't I? About legs not being developed enough. So I get to hide those during men's physique and focus on my upper body, which I think, so it's 4 months away. I think in my head that looks like 2 months of really trying to get my strength back where I want it, starting to cut, but then keeping my strength where I want it. For me, if I'm going to compete, I've always told myself that I'm going to bring the package that I'm happiest with, and so I don't necessarily want to go through a huge loss in strength just to gain a little bit of muscle size. So I'm still toying around with the idea. I know I've had my strong opinions on competitions, and again, people that do compete, you guys are amazing. You got some great talent. You guys put in so much hard work. I'm just not sure if for me it's the right thing health-wise, time commitment-wise. But I think it's something that until I actually do it, I'm always gonna wonder, you know? So, yeah. Thinking about doing the Ironman. I talked with another trainer at my gym today. She's considering doing the Ironman in the Northwest, I think the Northwest Classic, she said. And it'd be kind of cool to do a prep with somebody else, just knowing that they're going through the same struggles that you are. She has a chance of winning. I don't. I know walking into my first show, there's no chance in hell. And not because I wouldn't bring my very best A game to it, but it's just, I know from a competition standpoint, my physique is not winning class. I absolutely know it's not, but you gotta start somewhere. You know, it's like Drake said, you start from the bottom, now we're here. So, thinking about doing that. You guys post some comments, you let me know what you guys think below about whether or not I should. Definitely something I'm gonna have to dedicate myself to. So, probably decide that over the weekend and come up with a plan from there. More to come on that. So, let's get into the rant. Do you guys see the sunburn? The sunburn's ridiculous. This lighting in here is terrible too. It's like these yellow clogs of doom. So, let's talk about my rant. And I think this is something that most trainers will identify with. And I don't want anybody to think, so especially my clients who are currently watching this, I don't want you guys to think that I'm picking you out individually. So if you hear something here that applies to you, one, don't take it too seriously, because again, this is my vlog, this is where I get to express my opinions and my feelings. So don't be too upset by this. Two, take it as motivation. If you hear something in here, and know that I'm not speaking about anyone, I'm not going to have any specific examples of anybody. But if you hear something that rings true for you, take that as, or even if you're not my client, if you hear this and you've got a trainer or you're working on your own training and you hear something that, you know, strikes you as, hey, that could apply to me, take that as maybe a moment to reflect and think, how can I improve that? Take it as an opportunity to say, how can I do better? And not just get all pissed off and angry that somebody pointed out something, you know, about you. If any of these things were pointed out about me, yeah, I'd probably be upset at first, and then I would take some time to internalize, reflect, and figure out what I could do differently. So, number one, if you have a trainer and you schedule an appointment with a trainer, show up for your fucking appointments. You're only hurting yourself. I'll be honest with you guys. Most of the time, unless it's a legitimate, you know, emergency, I charge for sessions if you no-show me or if you cancel an hour before. So I'm making the same amount of money, as calloused and as bad as that sounds, but I almost feel, you know, like you know, it happens. So you may have that happen once or twice. I understand, life gets in the way, blah, blah, blah. I've canceled appointments myself before, had to reschedule. For instance, I had to reschedule one of my acupuncture appointments because, quite honestly, I forgot about it. And I knew from that, I knew she must have felt frustrated because I did reschedule it. I did go when I was rescheduled, and I did pay her then. But it's like, you have a schedule, you look at your schedule for the day. Anybody who has to charge out, you know, per session or for what they do as a service, you look at your schedule for the day and you go, there's my schedule for today. You put in time, you put in effort prepping, and then things kind of fall apart. And in this industry, as a trainer specifically, I understand that. It just gets frustrating on a day-to-day basis when people don't show up on time or they cancel their appointment and they start doing it consistently. It's really frustrating to me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to offer my experience, my advice, and my knowledge, which I do have. By no means am I the best trainer on the planet, because I have growing to do myself, but I do have some good advice to offer you guys. So if you have a trainer, commit to your sessions. If you're consistently not making it and you need to figure out what's going on, is the time of the day wrong? Is it too many sessions a week? Is it, you know, what's going on that's causing you to not be there? And that's just been a real frustration for me since I started in this. And I'm not gonna lie, it happens to me on a weekly basis. So, yeah, it's just been something that's really been frustrating me about this industry specifically. Another thing is, I have been trying, you know, to offer out, I really believe in what I do. So I'm very passionate about being able to provide services to anybody and everybody who wants them. And sometimes that means, sometimes people aren't in a financial situation. That doesn't mean I give the bank away to everybody, guys. So any of my clients watching this, don't think, oh, he's giving somebody, why am I paying more than this person? I don't necessarily do it by a discount. We figure out, okay, so say a complete training package includes meal planning, training with me 4 days a week, all that. I charge the price that I charge. But say somebody can't necessarily afford that, it's not within their budget. Okay, so can you handle your own meal planning? Can we start with one session a week, one session a month, whatever that looks like for you to get you started, because I really am passionate about getting to you. So I guess where I'm going with that is, I schedule consultations and sit downs with people, and I'm definitely not that pressury sales guy. I'm really not. But I will give you one case just because I know, you know, it's just somebody I'm never going to run into again. But I had set up a consultation, and she was kind of on the fence. And that's fine, I get it. It's a commitment, it's a change, it's everything. We'd had a consultation, and it was gonna be a coaching thing, so it was gonna be online. And we had a session set, consultation set for 1 p.m. last Friday, I think. And so 1 p.m. rolls around, running a little bit behind. Realized I didn't have her Skype name, so I messenger, let her know, hey, it's been a hectic day, just running a few minutes behind, what's your Skype name so I can add you? I'd actually been planning on calling her in the car on the way home. My phone does Skype with video, and then as soon as we got in, you know, to at least start that conversation. So, and I only live a few minutes from where I train people, so it's really not that big of a deal. Message back almost immediately, I've decided I can't do this right now, thanks for understanding. No, I don't understand. And here's what I don't understand. Okay, so you had the night to think about it, you decided this isn't for me, I'm not ready to go, blah, blah, blah. Okay, send me a message that morning. Hey, Matt, apologize. You didn't have to apologize, I don't care. Just let me know before, you know, the time of the appointment. I had this, I guess I'll talk about this one specifically too. Had a client who was supposed to meet me to renew contracts recently, get a message saying, hey, I'm not going to be able to do that. No-showed me for one appointment. And then I went to confirm the next day about the next scheduled appointment that we had. I'm not able to do this right now. The thing that bothers me about that is you knew you weren't going to be able to do it. Just let me know. Just let me know. I'm not going to get mad at you. It's your money, it's your life, it's your decision. I'm here to help if you need it, if you want it, if you can get it. Just let me know. So that's just been some of the frustrations, the cancellations, the one big one is trying to get a hold of my coaching clients, because if you are a coaching client of mine and you live in this area, I love to meet with you once a week, once every 2 weeks at max time in between appointments. And I like to do that just so I can check in face to face. We can go through a session. I can answer whatever questions you get to pick. And it's just something I throw in for clients that are here. It's not like I charge extra for that session, because I just think it's a great advantage. Same thing with online clients. We just do Skype check-ins. And I even offer Skype workouts. So you want to go to the gym? I'll go to my gym. I'll get on Skype with you, and I'll show you how to go through the exercises. It's a little awkward. People might look at you funny, but fuck them. Who cares? This is about bettering you. Anyway, so when I'm trying to get a hold of these people, and they don't answer, and they go weeks without letting me know what's going on, and I know you're getting my messages, it's like, I don't know, I feel like that's really disrespectful. And it's kind of wasting my time. And more importantly than wasting my time, it's wasting your time and your money, because you're not taking advantage of everything that you're paying for. And that's silly. That's like going to the gas station and saying, I've got $40, I'm gonna give you my $40, but can you only fill my car up with $20 worth of gas and then you just keep the rest? That really rubs me the wrong way. So that's just something that I've been frustrated about lately, or over the course of doing this in this industry. So I think this rant is coming to a point. So what I need to do is be a little bit more patient, a little bit more understanding, I think, of people's situations. Because again, while I say, oh, I know he got my message or this or that, I don't necessarily know that. Something could have come up, and I like to try and give people the benefit of the doubt. But it's one of those things where it's not always possible. So for me, it's just one of those things where I think I need to be a little bit more diligent, a little bit more clear in my expectations of people, and what will happen, you know, because again, I don't want to waste your time, I don't want to waste your money, and I definitely don't want to waste my time. So that's my rant. I'm getting out of breath. We've been going for, dear Lord, just over a mile now. It's gonna give me the time in just a second. I'm sweating. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're just kind of sad. Oh, damn, 25 minutes. Probably go for about another 5 minutes. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I need to learn to handle the situation better and be more patient. But at the same time, for all of you guys that have trainers, or you are training, or this really applies to any aspect in life, respect other people's time, respect other people's knowledge, And if someone's putting effort into you, make sure you're returning that effort. So obviously if someone's being a piece of shit and not showing you respect, then don't waste your time on that individual. But if someone's trying to help you and they're doing their best they can to help you, give them that effort back. That's my message. So let's review. Got my goals for my squats, my deadlifts, my bench press, and get my body fat down. Thinking about competing in the Ironman. You guys are gonna comment below and let me know if you think I should. And need to be able to deal with, have more patience for people. And for you guys out there, if someone's putting time and investing time and effort into you, even if you're paying for it, you're worth that money. You're worth that time. So you put in your best effort. You put in whatever someone's putting into you. I believe in karma. Turn around and put that much more back into them. So these are my cardio confessions. I'm sure there's a billion other bloggers out there that have cardio confessions, so I'm sorry if I stole your title. I'm gonna finish up with a few more minutes here, and then we're gonna go eat, because I am starving. Hope you guys have a great day. Matt, E3 Athletics. You guys can kind of see I'm all sweaty. Matt, E3 Athletics. Shirts are gonna be on sale. Check out the website. Link will be below in the description. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Peace.